Hey, Megan here. I saw the most interesting thing on Reddit. I wanted to test it out and see what I could figure out about it. So what I saw was someone was preserving houseplant leaves. And, you know, I know that we usually just do pressed flowers. We don't really do a lot of plants. And so I thought that that was so interesting and wasn't something I really thought about a lot. We have such beautiful leaves on houseplants and they could really be cool and interesting projects. So I want to try 3 different methods to see which one is gonna work out the best. So we're gonna do silica for a week, silica microwaved, and then my microwave pressed flower version and see which one works best. Now I've clipped 3 different plants with different coloring, so we're gonna see which one works the best. So for this test, we're gonna use rattlesnake plant because I wanted to see how this purple works. White fusion calathea, I want to see how the white works in this, and then a prayer plant just for, I guess, the control. There's not really a lot of color to it, but there are different colors, shades of green in it, so I thought that that might be a good thing to test too. Okay, version 1 is my pressed flower in the microwave version, so we're going to do that. And you see, I clipped off any sort of brown parts to give it the best possible, so let's see how this part goes. So to microwave, all you do is 2 of these and my vintage Pyrex. The moisture in here typically is enough for the Pyrex so that it doesn't break or crack, but your mileage may vary. You may want to just use a regular ceramic dish. And we're just going to do 30-second bursts until they're dry. So here we are so far, and honestly these look pretty much done. So here's the rattlesnake, and it looks like, let me put you in better light here, you can see that purple is pretty much gone. It's a really deep purple black right now. Here's the white fusion calathea. And here is the prayer plant. Oh. So overall these dried pretty well. They shrunk pretty significantly, but that's okay. Unfortunately, a lot of the color seems to have gotten lost on the backs of them, although the white fusion seems to be a little bit more colorful. Okay, so that's version 1. Version 2 involves the silica from this microwavable flower drying kit I got. And we're going to use this 2 different ways. So first, what we're going to do is put each of these in silica, just kind of bury it. So rather than continue to just waste my time, I finally took some out and we're gonna lay it on top. Okay, now the instructions say to put this in the microwave for about 2 minutes. So let's give it a go. Now the silica is probably going to be pretty hot, so I'm going to be careful to feels a bit like hot sand. All right, so here is the rattlesnake. And it looks like the same thing happened. Where we lost a lot of the brightness of this. Let's see where the rest are. Oh, yeah, it's hot. Here's the prayer plant. And let's find the Calathea. Here it is. You can see some of the purple from the back actually kind of came through the front. Okay, so here is the microwaves. And last but not least is the old school version of putting these in the silica for a long time. We're going to put them in for a week and see what happens. Hoping I can do a couple of layers here instead, because this rattlesnake one is pretty long. All right, so we'll seal this up for a week and come back and see how it looks. Okay, again, sorry about that. Like I said, I wore a mask and gloves this time because the silica is just, yeah. So the audio sucked, hence the new voiceover. Alright, so it has been 1 week, and now I am going to dig through and see if I can find these leaves again. Alright, here we are. First one is the prayer plant. And you can see it's become like an olive green almost in some parts. The tops are still fairly green, but yeah, look at that distinction. That is a big cutoff between the original green and the new muted green that it is, and the back looks the same. Alright, next we have, I think, the rattlesnake plant. Yeah, because they curled like this. You can see that the curl is, like the prayer plant, it's much greener than the bottom, which is more of like an olive or an army green. Flipping over the back, oh look, most of the purple is totally gone except for the top. That is so interesting. Alright, now let's find the Calathea. Alright, here we go. So it looks like the white ended up totally okay. The greens haven't really turned into that olive color like the other ones. Flipping it over, again, the back is totally gone. The magenta color or mauve, whatever, that seems to be totally gone too. It's so interesting that those dry and seem to just disappear, that color totally. So here are the results. And just to keep this controlled, I did not put any of these leaves into a press at all, or pressed by a book or anything like that. So the first one is just the microwaved, the second is the microwaved silica, and the third is the silica after a week. So you can see there's a pretty big difference between the three of them. it's really interesting. It looks like, actually, I got the prayer plant parts mixed up, but you can see the backs on all of these have such vastly different colors. So I guess if you're pressing these for any sort of coloring on the backs, then you're probably not going to want to use the week-long method. You're probably going to use a quicker method, but you can see you don't really get a very good leaf, I guess, unless you immediately utilize the microwaved ones. If you want one that looks overall the best and don't really care about the back, then I guess the dried silica for a week is the best method. But what do you think? Leave a comment, let me know what you think about this. I am pretty surprised to see the difference in color in greens. You know, the olive versus the more natural green, and how the silica has really changed that. That's so interesting to me. And also the changes in the back are pretty different. But yeah, leave a comment, let me know. I will see you in the next video.